Hey, hold on to your diaper. We have, this is new intro music, just this week only. But this is Molotov Jukebox doing Double Dare. I fucking love you, Nat Tenya. I'll see you in the UK one day.
I'm not up to scratch. You started before me, so get them in. Every drink you drink, I'll match to dance our way home under a dirty early sky. Do what couples do, argue and screw, or screw and argue. But I think it'd be different with you. He points over there. He wants to let me double dare me. I go anywhere. He points over there. He wants to let me double dare me. I go anywhere with him. To that ridiculous club with your friend. Last time we went, we said never ever again to getting our wallets straight. And I suggested the strip club, for the neon naked girls and the late bar. You got rowdy at security. Don't worry, baby, let them keep their £8.50. Let's go cause chaos elsewhere. Let's go. He points over there. He wants to tell me double dare me. I go anywhere. He points over there. He wants to tell me double dare me. I go anywhere with him. One is you and a cold beer. Come over here, let me whisper Spanish in your ear. Come over here, let me whisper Spanish in your ear. Amor, cariño, dame otro besito. Amor, cariño, dame otro besito. Despacito. Amor, cariño, dame otro besito. Amor, cariño, dame otro besito, despacito. He points over there. He wants to tell me double dare me. I go anywhere. He points over there. He wants to tell me double dare me. I go anywhere. He points over there. He wants to tell me double dare me. He points over there. He wants to tell me double dare me. I go anywhere. I go anywhere with you.
Had one after you guys left.
Yeah, that's the only thing I ever shot.
I had to kill the bottle. Yeah, Patron.
Okay.
It's one that I have to tell them what I want because I don't want to be branding on stage.
Right.
So I just asked them, hey, get me a shot of tequila. Don't worry, Bingo's got it. And then I think, oh, they probably think it's fake.
Uh-huh.
No, I just don't want to brand Patron, but it's the only one I can drink without fucking puking.
Yeah, it's the only one you don't taste at breakfast the next day.
Speaking of breakfast, now your daughter is Chad Shank is here. It's Doug Stanhope podcast.
Oh yeah,
We just wait till we hit that rhythm and we go, oh, we're starting to talk over each other a little bit. Let's hit record. 'Cause this story's good. Let's wait, hit record. Your daughter, which is you have a bunch of kids that aren't your actual spawn, and then your daughter's the legit
My daughter's
one.
actually
And she's giving
my
you
daughter.
shit.
She's the only one her mother wasn't agreeable to abortion.
She's so
Shouldn't
special.
more basketball players be like that?
Yeah, my daughter, she's 17, so she's like me. She's pretty manipulative, so she tried to guilt trip me, take her to breakfast the other day. You never do anything with your daughter, and it's true, I don't. I don't do anything with anybody. I save all my goodwill up and come over here every couple of weeks and fucking get drunk. So anyway, she took me. She wanted me to take her to breakfast to a place in Sierra Vista called the Highway 92 Cafe.
Oh yeah, I've been by.
Is that on
a
Highway
million times.
92?
It's a fucking dump. It looks like it's. I don't know. They've been there for years. They haven't ever.
Those are usually the
cleaned up.
best breakfast places, though.
And it might be. I'm not sure. It was just I had a bad experience. I overreacted slightly. We went in to eat breakfast, and I tried to tell her beforehand it wasn't a good day to go anywhere, but she's like, "You never do anything," so we took her.
When Chad says it's a bad day to go out, there's serious implications in that. Because
Yes.
occasionally, when hey, where's Chad? Invite him over for football, and you go, "All right, I'll invite Chad," but when he says it's not a good day, well, no, tell him we have all sorts of chitlins,
We've got
and fatback or
nachos.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, not a good day means I'm going to end up on YouTube in a road rage incident or something where I look like an idiot.
In your family's defense, though, it's probably not a good day. A lot of days.
Most
so they're
days.
like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Let's just
I'm
because
a-
it's a day that ends in a Y. It's not a good day.
I'm a fucking boat
Fucking
anchor. I mean, you can say it. Yeah, I fucking drag them down like crazy. I'm not. I mean, but yeah, So we took her to breakfast, and we go in, and they didn't. She had breakfast, and I went up to pay, and there's a fucking sign at the cash register that says we don't take debit or credit cards. We take cash or checks with the local, like it's the 80s. You have to have a fucking local check with a check guarantee card and shit. No, that doesn't even exist. So I'm yelling at the Asian lady, telling her, fucking, I haven't used cash in 10 years. I don't understand this.
Yeah, why do you have this sign at the point
Right.
of checkout rather
That's
than put
something
it
you
on
need
the
to know.
door or
and that
on the
was,
menu?
And that was what I asked. I didn't even bring up the menu, but yeah, on the table,
Yeah.
And so her husband, who owns it, hears me yelling at her, why would you put it at the fucking cash register and not at the door? They have 3 entrance doors to this fucking shithole. One of them says, please use other doors. And then you walk over to the other doors, and they're separated by about 15, 20 feet of window. And in the center of that window is a sign. Well, the guy came and he's like, I do have a sign outside. And then I felt like an asshole. So I left and I went to the dollar store next door, and it got cash back. And then I announced at the dollar store, because I'm mad, I'm in line and everybody. So I'm like waiting, and I'm like, do you do cash back? Because I want to make sure. So I can go, and she's like, yeah. So then everybody's looking at me. So I'm like, these cocksuckers next door don't take a debit card, and everybody's in agreement. Like, and either that or they're just intimidated, and they're like, agree with that guy. I don't. That kind of just came to me right now. I didn't think about that.
It's got to be for you. That's got to be a fine line. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I said this before. I used to think I was right all the time until I realized that I was just intimidating people. I was like, nobody ever argues and tells me that I'm fucking wrong. So, anyways, I get cash back, and I go back over to the thing. I walk up to look on the door. There's not on either of the entrance doors that you can go in, but about 15 feet in between these 2 doors is a regular white piece of paper that they printed. We don't accept debit and credit cards. The same thing they have up front, but it's on with pink ink. In Arizona, in the fucking window. So guess what it looks like, even fucking 8 inches away from it? A fucking blank piece of paper. So I went inside and paid, and then I told the guy, I was like, by the way, I fucking looked at your sign outside. It's in the window, not the door, and the sun has faded out. So you might want to fix it so that you can... And then I'm not sure what happened, because I kind of fucking...
Saw red.
Yeah,
I woke up the next day in jail.
Well, I don't remember the conversation part, but I know he started yelling at me like, "We've been open for 15 years, and do you know how much the banks charge for accepting? And I remember wanting to tell him, if you fucking can't afford the bank charge, or at least be smart enough to pass it on to the customer, you shouldn't be. I had all kinds of witty stuff to say, and none of it came out. I fucking just started, fuck you, motherfucker! Fuck you, motherfucker! Because he dared to. My daughter's dragging me out of the restaurant as I'm screaming, fuck you, motherfucker! Repeatedly at an 80-year-old man.
Yeah.
That's that's
Fucking
just,
idiot. I hate myself.
You shouldn't do things like that.
Yeah. On the upside, you probably don't have to do anything with your daughter again for a while.
I have in my notes, actually, Chaille, in Chaille's handwriting right there, is customer service podcast, because AT&T, who I'm with for my cell phone since they were fucking Singular, the company Singular, got ate up. Yeah, it forced me to get some download update. Like your phone is like your fucking computer does, your laptop. Yeah. It's going to shut down no matter what, so save your shit. Like, I don't want you to fucking update. I like my phone the way it is, and it updated, and sure enough, it's got the predictive texting where when I was texting you about this morning about Man City and Middlesbrough, I think it was. Yeah. I'm trying to write Middlesbrough. I'm not even sure that's the team they were playing.
That is.
And it kept going fucking, midsection, and it won't let me put in what I want. And it started doing that immediately. And I spent at least an hour and 20 minutes yelling at AT&T. I go,
and you missed the whole Man City Middlesbrough game.
I know this is not your fault. Aaron, was it Aaron? There was there's two different guys. Eventually you get hung up on. Listen, I know this is not your fault, but Mr. AT&T doesn't answer the phone. And you fucking put this fucking thing on my phone! Screaming at that level. And then I'd go back to being calm, and I was just fucking lambasting. And then you get all the way to the cancellation department. Well, we can help you, give you a tutorial or a link to a thing that tells you. I am an old, retarded, blind person! I am not going to relearn the phone! I bought this phone the way it was, and you forced me! You raped me into an update! On and on and on.
They don't hang up on you right away.
Well, then I had him on speakerphone. Just Chaille's were over, and I didn't want the guy was laughing a lot. So I
recognized you.
Not from comedy, but from other customer service rants.
Right.
I'd calm down and go, listen, honestly, this is going to be more fun than the next guy that calls you that doing this for real. But I really am pissed. Now let's get back to give me my fucking money back.
Yeah.
Make my phone the way it was when I bought it. So I still haven't fixed that fucking texting thing. And that's why we didn't watch the footy this morning.
Exciting match.
Yeah.
I hear tell.
I went straight to Netflix. Fuck, I had some Netflix plugs. I should write these things down because I never remember. The Central Park 5 is fantastic, and that cunt prosecutor, her's something you see it in the film. It's the Feinberg, some Jewish last name. She was the prosecutor. Now she's an author. That's the great thing about when you watch a documentary where there's some evil prosecutor railroading kids into prison for fucking 15 years. And then you can find them on Twitter. She's on Twitter. I'm not encouraging you to do anything. Just watch that film on Netflix. I'm not a shill for Netflix. I just haven't figured out how to work the other things. Every time hey, Netflix binge, because that's the one I have. Well, get fucking Amazon. Well, I have it. I don't know how to use it. And I don't want to scream at someone at Amazon the way I do at AT&T. No, it's not Lederer. She's like Columbia and still as an assistant DA. She never moved up. It's the other one, Laura Fairstein or something. Lederer was the assistant. Now there's Tom McKenna. He was the fucking cunt cop guy, detective. One of them went on to become a local broadcaster and got fired after driving drunk into a police horse. Like, all I do is I sit and watch all these fucking criminals that prosecute these fucking innocent people on all these movies. Innocence Project. If I should die prematurely, I want you to send fucking money. Don't send flowers. I don't want a burial. Send money to the Innocence Project. Those are the guys getting all these people out.
Yeah.
So yeah, do that. And I'm waiting for Chaille. He's Googling and it's distracting. Fairstein. Yeah, Linda Fairstein. Find her on Twitter. Watch the movie first. And don't tweet abusive shit. She has, she's still connected. Just go, why? Or I know what you did last summer. Give her the Troy Holm treatment, if you remember that. Some guy that ripped me off. That's a long story. You can Google it.
Yeah.
It's actually on Wikipedia.
Really?
I think the Troy Holm
Incident.
effect or something. Like someone got it on Wikipedia.
Nice.
All right. Well, anyway, Brett Erickson is also with us. It's me, Chad Shank, and Brett Erickson. Chaille would have a microphone, but yeah, we were over at that suicide house. We had that perfect little setup right over the floor heater from 1893 and burned out one of the cords.
Floor heater / barbecue grill.
Yeah. Well, it turns out that's not just a vent for the heat to blow up into the main room. That's where the heater is. Like,
oh, that is the heater.
That's the heater. Like, it goes through the vent, and a couple inches below that is the actual heater. So the end of the cord from the mixer was apparently resting on that for the last week or two. It's
been chilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm scared to go back in that crawl space. I went in it when I bought the house, but no need.
I've been down there a couple times with Shawnee when we fired that thing up, and it's fine. There's a lot of merch down there, though. I mean, you should probably move some of that stuff. People could just. I'm trying to do a fucking plug for the fucking Stanhope store. What do you mean, what?
What, where you can get it for free? Hey, go into my crawl space? I won't be there. I'm afraid of it.
You think people are going to come to Bisbee to fucking steal
Have
a
you
no
seen the
refund
shit?
DVD?
Hey, thank you, Lance Landreth on Twitter, at Landreth Lance, showed up and dropped off a painted cow skull and a painting. Don't send me fucking paintings! First of all, if I like the painting, which how often... A painting is worse odds than thrift store shopping.
Right.
That you're going to find something you actually want to put on your wall, and I'm out of walls. So you give me a giant painting of a skull playing fucking mumbly peg or something.
Mumbly peg.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Like, do you? It's almost worse than giving someone a pet. It's not worse.
It's a lot of work to go through for something you're going to throw away.
Well,
But you
people
know
should
that
be
someone put that much time into it.
Right.
People should be aware that their art is like poetry. It's only important to
Yeah,
them, not anybody else. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some weird shit that I like, but don't assume that you know. That, oh, yeah, geez, a wall thing. I've lived here for 10 years. I never thought I was short on wall things.
I tweet my address once a month, and nobody
Yeah.
ever sends me wall shit.
Don't send him paintings. Send him shit to hang paintings with. Fucking nails, screws, a cordless drill,
And a guide on how to.
a stud finder.
Yeah, I don't think I even have those in that fucking house. Honestly. I don't even know what that shit is. I'll ask you later.
Is it Adobe? Yeah.
No, it's not. That stuff has chemicals in it. I know it. No, the inside walls. Like,
I don't know.
all the inside walls are just this thin. It's not even like plaster board. I don't know what it is, but it won't hold up more than like 8 ounces. It's fucking terrible. And I know if I asked Shawnee, he could fix it. and it would cost me I couldn't be retired. I'd be on the road right now. I'd be featuring at the Jukebox Comedy Club.
They built these houses well back those days. Remember we punched your door when we were drunk trying to fucking...
Oh, yeah.
What were we trying to do?
I can't breach the subject, but Bingo had done the bad thing. Thanks to our good friends and we got out of it.
Yeah.
But when she did the bad thing, I punched a door that I thought even my soft fucking
It's a 300-year-old Bisbee door.
it's a $25 B&D lumber cheap shit, and I thought I'd go right through it like a hero. Oh no. I hit that like a thalidomide baby.
What?
Hitting a T-ball. Nope. Crushed my fucking hand. So then, and I hit it repeatedly to make sure. No, I just hurt my hand really bad. So a day or two later, Chad comes over. Chad, whose fist would go through iron.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking hit this. Put your fist through this door.
All right.
You sure? Yeah. I'm still mad at the door days later. Because it's you could pick it up with 2 fingers. It's that lightweight. He fucking hit that.
It left knuckle imprints in it. I was like, that's a metal door. It didn't break. It had knuckle imprints.
It's not a metal door.
Yeah, no, it's a beast.
And he tried repeatedly. And on the other side of the door,
Forgot about that.
I have all sorts of shit hanging, overcoats and scarves and stuff for the winter. And it wasn't until winter came that I picked up one of those overcoats and saw the exit wound. That door to this day is just splintered, hanging open. The front just got knuckle marks. The back is just blown out. And
So, like Kennedy's head.
yes, yeah, exactly.
It went in clear, but
There's
it came
that
out fucking.
hanging shell of Kennedy's head on the other side
I
of my
should have
door.
punched it from the grassy knoll.
There was more than one puncher.
Oh, shit. Ah.
Erickson just got back from Fort Myers.
Fort Myers, Florida. That was a very exciting week.
This all comes around. Oh fuck, I never did look that up. Go ahead.
Yeah, Fort Myers. It was exciting.
Well, actually, that's a great place to break because I have to piss really bad.
I
Okay,
did too.
perfect.
Glad, thanks.
TheShadyDell.com. That is where you stay. If you come to Bisbee and you're staying at the Shady Dell and I'm in town, I will have a beer with you. I won't hang out that long. We're not going to be good friends. I don't want you to fucking tell me you're going to kill yourself. But if you're staying at theshadydell.com, vintage trailer park with all 50s, 60s trailers that we live a mile away from, and we look for reasons to go stay there. Come to theshadydell.com. Sponsored by. I might even come in and clean your toilet. I don't know. And you were just in Fort Myers at Belushi's.
Belushi's. Not John Belushi's. Turns out he's got a brother who owns a comedy club above a Tilted Kilt. So yeah, it was fun. Everyone was really nice.
You explained it to me kind of when I was holding one eye like this last night. The Tilted Kilt. Do you know what this is, Chad?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's like a Hooters, but it's like the Catholic schoolgirl Scottish. Like it's like a Scottish thing because they're all wearing kilts.
It's chicks, though, right?
It's chicks.
Oh, all
yeah.
right. The fuck kind of places are you playing?
I guess I should have been more clear.
Hennigan. Brian Hennigan's. I'm Brian Hennigan. I'll be your waitress this evening. Hi.
Yeah, it's chicks,
Okay.
and they're wearing white knee socks and plaid skirts, and their tits are all pushed up and out, and and the club is above it, so it's weird. It's
But it's still old people that go
it's
there.
65-year-old people who come and eat chicken tenders from young girls who are being sexually exploited, and then wander upstairs with their comedy coupon
Sexually
to hear me
exploited.
fucking tell them that Jesus Christ is a myth. It's a fucking whole night.
Nice.
It's a beautiful night.
I know you're close to the end of this movie, but the Jesus doesn't pan out. Spoiler alert.
But everyone there was really nice. But we flew back from Tampa to Denver, and then we had to fly from Denver to Tucson. And on the flight back to Tucson, it was just a little tiny 2 seats, and then an aisle, then 2 seats. So Carrie Mitchell and I were like, well, this is good because we definitely have 2 seats with no one. We always have a weird
aisle.
person because we're always in the row with 3 for whatever reason, and we have to share with somebody. So we weren't gonna have to do that. So we were, this is gonna be nice. But right behind us was a couple that just met on the plane and immediately struck up a conversation about inane bullshit. It was, and it never ended. And the guy had a really booming voice, and she had a real screechy voice, and they were both, and it was all about, real estate. And then, oh, where do you live in Tucson? Oh, I live in Rancherita. Oh, I love Rancherita. Oh, my brother lived out in Rancherita. It never fucking ended. And then at one point, they were talking about one of them had a great realtor, and the other one wanted to know who it was. So they were going to text the name. And then she gave out her phone number, and before I could fucking find something to write it down, it was gone. Because I wanted to, I wanted it. I wanted that number so bad so I could mention that number right fucking now so that they could be just as bothered. But I wasn't smart enough to just, I should have memorized it instead of looking for a pen, because I could have memorized it, I think.
You know that I'm just sitting here waiting to tell my story. I used to tell this on stage, and it was a funny story, and I go, I'll save that. I hope I haven't told this on the podcast, but it was in Florida, and I swear it was Fort Myers, it turns out she was from. But we're taking the train. That's why I can't imagine you haven't heard this, because every Tampa memory I have, you were there. Taking the train Orlando to Tampa. Quick train ride, like 2 hours or something. Mm-hmm. And this old woman in front of us, Lois Bolacult. I used to remember when I told this story, I remembered her phone number, and I'd say it on stage. And we just found it on a recording when I was looking for how does this old bit go? I never recorded this. This I can get away with in Australia, because my pop-off vodka closer is not going to get me any legs in Australia. It doesn't make any sense over here. She was an elderly woman, probably 70s, early 70s. She still worked on some level. She's making these horrific old people loud, like has no idea of her own volume because of her age.
Right.
And bingo. She always sleeps everywhere when we travel. You've been on the road with her. She just curls up in a fucking nest in a ball and sleeps in a van or a plane or whatever.
Well, one time on the way from Louisville to Lexington, Kentucky, she crawled up into the back window. Do you remember that? Like, we had so much merch and shit in the back seat. There was no room in the back seat, so she curled up in the back window like a fucking cat on top of the merch. She was like just in a tiny ball, and we fucking drove whatever night. I don't know how far that was, but yeah. So yeah, she can sleep.
So she's trying to sleep, and she's getting like Chad and I get angry, which Bingo doesn't get angry like that, but she's trying to sleep, and this woman is so loud on her cell phone. And she's going to a health fair that she's running. It's Lois Bolacult from the health fair. They say the train is going to be a little bit late, so I wanted to check in. Is it Karen that I'm supposed to talk? It's Lois. Lois Bolacalt. like cartoonishly over the top. And then she'd hang up. And then she'd call, yes, I tried to call Karen. Because they were doing the health fair. No, this is Lois. Lois Bolacalt. I might be a little bit late. And it just goes on to a point where it's even Bingo, as angry as she is starting to just like, all right, you just keep saying the same thing. It's funny, and then it's not funny again because she's, I tried. And then she did the same thing. Well, have him take down my phone number. I don't know if I memorized it or wrote it down, but either way, I had it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're ever in that situation, fucking memorize it.
What I did is she finally stopped, then started talking to her partner, like you, at the same volume. So it's just her. I know, I hope we're not too late. And you see the woman, we're looking between the seats, and the woman's like, just trying to be polite. And then Lois Bolacalt just shuts her fucking mouth when the lady gets off at a stop between Orlando and Tampa. She's got no one, so it's over. And Bingo has this sigh of relief come over her face and gets back into her nest for a fucking 2-hour train ride. She's got 3 pillows and 8 blankets. It gets back into her nest, and I go, honey, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get a beer.
I can see where this is going.
I know.
So I go back to the drink car, laughing the entire way, knowing Bingo can't see an easy gag in front of her face. And I called Lois Bolacalt that phone number. It's the best gag I've never. You just. I know I'm not gonna be able to see the product of. And I go, Lois? Yes? It's Delbert. Are you going to be coming to bingo tonight? And like it was written into a script. She goes, bingo? What bingo? I go, the bingo down at the armory. You're going to be going to the bingo, right? I don't know what this bingo means. I had her yelling bingo over and over again. And I finally came back, and she just looked up at me, you motherfucker.
Oh, man.
But after that, like I came back, and that was like our fun story from the road. You come back from the road, and like, what happened? And generally nothing, if you have one good story. So I was telling this story, and every time out here in the fun house, I'd tell that story. I remembered the number at that point still, and we'd call Lois Bolacalt. So we called her from here at like 2:30 in the morning Florida time, and said, because she gave me so much descriptive information. She's like, well, when she's talking to her partner, that we go to the whatever country club, and my husband, he just likes, I like to nosh. He'll get a dinner, but I like to nosh, and I have a little of this. But she's saying the name of the country club, and I fucking have all this information that had been pounded into me. So I called her, and I remembered the name of the country club, and I called her from that country club, woke her up, said, listen, you're a valued customer. I'm the new manager, so I wanted to introduce myself, and we just want to let you know we have a free dinner for you. You want a raffle or some shit? So she goes into her country club all loud, saying, why, they said I had a free dinner. I usually just like to nosh. And then the second time we called her from here, after telling this story and then telling this story, we called her again. This is the whatever country club. I wish I could remember the details. And she's like, I know what you're up to. There was no free dinner. She did go in, and I'm like, hey, maybe next time don't yell so fucking loud on your cell phone. People won't know your goddamn number. Have some decency and respect. Click. So that was the last we heard of her. That was a few years ago.
Wonder if she's still around. She might be a good. If you start doing that bit on stage, she'd be a good death pool pick.
You'd have to get her a Wikipedia page.
That that she makes it.
Yeah, that was more of a podcast bit in hindsight. As I've watched a lot of stand-up comedy on the Netflix in this fucking 2 months. I've done nothing but lay on my couch and watch Netflix. I thought I burned it out. I found those two. Oh, Let the Fire Burn. That was the other Netflix pick from this last 2 days about the Philadelphia move operation.
I never knew that story. I started watching that one. I'm halfway through it, but I get angry, so I have to shut them. I have to watch.
Burn down fucking 3 square blocks to.
Well, when African Americans are rising up, they will deal with that.
Yeah, that was it's
fucking blew him up, right?
He hasn't finished it, so we won't.
Spoiler alert.
Well, the documentaries tell you the end and the beginning, anyways, before they tell you the story. So I know they burned like 60 houses and 11 people, but that seems like a low amount for a ghetto. Like 60 houses, that should include like 700 people.
Well, they evacuated people.
Oh,
I don't want to catch you.
All right.
But at the beginning of the documentary, you see that they're like hippie, black hippies. They're radical, but they're not volatile.
They're hippies, but they're stupid. If you listen to any of their explanations or their talk,
you act like that's mutually exclusive.
Yeah, you should have said they're hippies. Also, not but
they're like hippies except for they're black. That's
blippies.
We live without electricity and we're gonna make our own food. Yeah, when it gets
nippies. If you're racist,
easy.
Did you say
if
nippies?
you're racist,
Did you say nippies?
Easy.
I think we're gonna get fired from our job for that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here comes the program director.
I don't want to upset Doug's sponsors.
Where's the 5-second delay, Chaille? So I have no idea where I was going from that.
Netflix recommendations.
We are sponsored today by the Highway 92 Breakfast Cafe.
Fuck that guy.
Don't bring cash.
Or do it.
As soon as the fucking crop of retirees that keeps him in business dies, because nobody goes, that fucking place is horrible.
It's a pretty horrible place. Like, when I bought this, I had never owned anything of substance in my life. So when I bought a house, I never thought about, like, real estate, it can just go up. And, like, you think everything's going to grow exponentially because you always lived in a city. And you go, nothing here is going to grow. This will become North Dakota before it grows. I mean, without the oil, before the oil. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, this is a fucking... and I like that. I like that this will never become some enclave in my lifetime.
Yeah, well, everything's for sale around you.
You don't see gentrification of
You're just
Bisbee?
poking me to say it. You're just poking me to talk about it, aren't you? No, there's no money here. Like, and Alco, did we already talk about this, Chaille? You remember things. I got 4. Alco is our local. I probably did talk about it. Alco is our, like, low-rent shithole. In Bisbee, we have Burger King on the outskirts of town is the only fast food. There is a Starbucks in the Safeway. Other than that, it's all mom and pop. Except Alco, if you live in the western states, unpopular western states, you might have Alco. Evidently, they had a shitload of stores, but they're all in places like fucking Dickinson, North Dakota, and it's like a shitty
Walmart.
Kmart.
Yeah.
It's between a dollar store and a Kmart. It's the mid-range.
Wow.
But that's all we had for that kind of store. And they were going out of business when we were in Australia. And I got 4 text messages in a day from Bisbee, which I don't like talk to. And I thought neighbor Dave must have died on the table because he had like 5 surgeries scheduled in 6 weeks for his back. And I'm like, oh shit, that's why I'm getting all these Bisbee text messages. I haven't looked at them yet. I'm afraid of how much it's going to cost. Maybe neighbor Dave died on the table. He was supposed to have surgery today. It was because Alco is going out of business. That's big news in Bisbee.
That was when you were in Australia. Have they went out of business? Are they done?
I call it the Bisbee stock market because there's all the signs as you go to Safeway. Alco going out of business, like literally 15 signs along
like
the
a
side.
Burma shave.
That's
Yeah.
That's why I was asking, because on my way here I passed a fuckload of signs saying Alco's going out of business. I'm like, fuck, they just shut down and didn't even take down their signs.
But it started at 30, up to 30% off, and then at 40, and then 50. It's up to 80%, and I'm like, it's the Bisbee stock market. Wait till they hit 80, and then buy.
You should just buy everything at 80% off and then resell it back at 60%.
That's not a bad idea.
It'll sell. It'll just take a while. Everybody's waiting until the Social Security checks come in here.
We'll be back with more about the Alco 80% off going out of business sale. But now we're going to go to our correspondent in the field, Chad Shank, with breaking Bisbee Observer police beat breaking news.
5 people were seen in an Elfrida pecan orchard up in the trees. The person reporting stated they were dressed, quote, all crazy.
There you have it. Breaking news. You heard it here first on the Doug Stanhope podcast. Hey, if you want to subscribe to the Bisbee Observer, just Google Bisbee Observer and you can get a subscription to it. It comes out once a week, and the only good part that we look forward to every time is the police beat, where we get the breaking news such as...
A gray Silverado and a motorcycle parked on Tombstone Canyon for over 48 hours. The caller advised that the owners are playing a game and just pushing the vehicles around.
Couldn't print it if it wasn't true. You would love to live here, you assholes. You would fucking love it.
A syringe full of a substance was found in the street in front of a residence on Brophy Avenue.
For the record, there's never any follow-ups. Like, you will never find out what the substance is. I almost did that like Mitch Hedberg, and I had to rein myself back. You will never find out what the substance is.
It was a substance.
I am worried about the substance.
Hang on, Brett Erickson. At Brett Erickson 68. We're going to get back to my reporter in the field, Chad Shank, a.k.a. at HD Fatty with a Y. HD Fatty. Send your compliments. It keeps them coming back. What do you got for us, HD Fatty?
It seems that an extension cord was found on B Street. That is all, Doug. Back to you.
That is the entire beat
B
of that
Street.
beat. That beat was short of beat.
So
But
in theory, if you were on C Street, you could plug in.
Hey, at Landreth Lance, with your I love your cow skull painted and not your painting so much. If you lost an extension cord when you were dropping shit at my front door,
Or a syringe full of a substance.
any substance will do.
A landlord in Naco reportedly threatened a tenant because she had some people over during the holidays that he did not like.
The holidays or the people?
I thought we dropped this story. That's Naco news. People don't listen to this for Naco news. It's 6 miles away, bringing me Naco news. What else do we have from Bisbee?
Well, a double Adobe wife advised that her husband came home drunk, waving his finger in her face and yelling at her.
You know what? I don't want to go all Ashley Banfield on you. Whatever that fucking goo on my glasses girl on CNN.
Yeah, if you do, you have to put your readers down on the tip of your nose all sexy like and look over the top of them.
You know, I don't know what this world is coming to sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to be an unbiased journalist.
I'm not ashamed to say I'm getting a little hard right now.
Wrap it up. What do you got?
A Palominas woman inquired what would happen to an injured cat that comes around her house.
You know what? It's always good to close on a high note, a human interest piece.
And a hypothetical.
Yeah. What would happen?
What would happen
to that injured cat? Under whatever circumstances we don't know.
Not sure if this is the same Palominas woman, but a Palominas woman received a fraudulent phone call from a man stating he was with Microsoft and had detected a virus on her computer.
I think there's a lot of double entendre in that one. All right, we'll be right back after this plug. Hey, while we're taking a leak, go onto the website and buy shit. Because Ggreg Chaille is the guy that keeps this podcast rolling, and we have to keep him in town. DougStanhope.com. Did you not figure that out on your own? Because I've had dumber questions come in my email, such as, what is your website? Well, it's a fucking, hey, what are you playing? Where can I find your dates? Through the same fucking website you got my email address off, asshole.
Hey, I don't get Google. Where can I find?
I do that. I go, I don't know. I can't afford Google. Todd Barry has the fucking best bit about that. And you go, all I can do is quote Todd Barry now, where he's, do you think the Rolling Stones get these kind of emails? Hey, Mick, coming to see your show. I'm going to do this such an injustice. Coming to see your show at the Palladium. Gonna be coming straight from work, so I won't have time to eat. Do you know if they sell hot dogs? It's not. Todd Barry's version is way funnier. So go see Todd Barry. He's on the road. He just emailed me vetting a club. He goes, yeah, I'm playing up at Sally Tomatoes. Yeah. Rohnert Park. Yeah, Rohnert Park. He goes, I heard you had a bad time there. Is there something I should worry about? I go, not unless you're drawing my fans. Yeah, my fans made that a bad night, but only about 8 of them.
Yeah, well, if it were your fans, Todd Barry's crowd work tour would have gone entirely differently. For sure.
That's actually it would have been perfect, because this crowd, all they wanted to do was chat with me in the front row, to the point where I went off to this side of this giant golf course wedding chapel kind of venue, and I just stood on someone else's chair, so they were no longer the front row. So they were in the
back row?
Yeah. It was that bad. I just had to do I didn't just have to do. I was asked to do the John Stossel show. If you don't know John Stossel, he used to be 2020 or 48 Hours.
Yeah, he's the guy who looks a little bit like Geraldo Rivera, but isn't. And he's really conservative.
Actually got into where if I bet money, I would have lost with the driver. Here, I'm getting ahead of myself. The driver that drove me to Tucson. John Stossel's out of New York. He does, I think it's Fox News. Yeah. He's a libertarian guy. He's the Andy Rooney of libertarian ideals. But he doesn't really espouse libertarian ideals. He puts it on you as though he's, well, what would you say if someone wanted to get gay married? He makes you say the thing.
Leading questions.
Acting so phony partial.
Uh-huh.
But he sounds just like Andy Rooney. And it's fun. So they were doing an episode that's upcoming or already passed, depending on when this goes out. about intellectual property and ripoffs.
Mhm.
And so they were going to have me on to talk about joke thievery, because if you don't know out there, comedy is the only art form really that you can't have any kind of copyright on your material.
Right.
You can't copyright jokes. Just can't. You have no. You fucking steal from a book. You plagiarize. Oh, we used my book. That's my book. Obviously a clip from my movie. Comedy, not at all. But at the same time, we are a very good self-policing art form where if you do fuck someone over, you'll go down at the earliest rungs of open mic. You know what?
Yeah.
You sound exactly like so-and-so, and you better watch your step. And you're fucking policed from open mic up to Carlos Mencia.
Right.
South
Eventually,
Park,
Joe Rogan has to take care of it.
South Park, South Park lampooned.
Joe Rogan is the Chad Shank of comedy.
Hey, when we
He's
were,
having a
when
bad
we were
day.
in Vegas in September, we were going to buy suits for the fucking night at the thrift store. Me and Andy Andrews, a bunch of people were going, and Andy goes, "Hey man, if I talk shit fucking tonight, somebody gets in my face, will you stick up for me?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll fucking stick up for you." And
It's a terrible idea.
No.
Well, yeah,
He's
but I have really
he
low
already
standards for
he-
what the fuck I'll fight for.
Andy already has the shit talking in mind
Right.
that he'll do
That's
if you say yes.
the last thing he
and you're
does-
absolutely right, because I said yes, and the very next statement was, "Well, Joe Rogan's in town tonight, and that fucking guy hates me. So if you..." And I told him, "Andy, if Joe Rogan wants to kick your ass, I'm gonna pretend like I don't fucking know who you are." Get him, Joe! Fuck that guy! Yeah, no, I'm good against regular people who aren't crazy enough to fucking choke people.
Yeah, Joe Rogan ain't regular people.
Yeah, exactly.
So I do this John Stossel thing, and they emailed and said, "Hey, would you?" And yeah, sure, I'd love to talk about something I fucking know about. And they said, "Well, we can fly you to New York," which I'm always up for getting miles.
Right.
And then I thought, that's to do, which I know is going to be like a short little clip to fly all the way to New York in the fucking winter. And it's not the flight, it's the drive from the airport through whatever shit. You have to get in the day before if you're leaving out of Tucson, because we're a small market.
Yeah.
You're not going to get there that afternoon. Or you can go to Tucson and do it out of a via satellite thing. I go, all right, I'll do the Tucson thing. And Hennigan, the filthy, uncut, filthy fucking Scotsman, he doesn't want to lose a deal. And even if I'm passing on the deal, he feels like it comes out of his pocket. Well, they agreed to send you a driver. When I did the Chris Rock movie, they did the same thing. Oh, they said they'll send you a driver. Like, it's a fucking hour and 45 minutes to the airport, 2 hours to actual Tucson. I don't want a driver. First of all, I want to smoke on the way. Well, I thought you might want to have a few drinks, and that's when he caught me. I'm like,
Right.
oh, okay, I'll
got
take
me
it
there
this time.
You're right. I will want to have a few drinks.
So this is a 4-hour round trip to do what turned out to be maybe 3 minutes on Stossel. And I did the pre-interview with the lady, and we're talking shit, and I'm talking about joke thievery, and she boils it down to the bullet points. I'm like, good. But I think we're going to talk like I talked to the pre-interview girl. He just set me up so I say one sentence to lead him into footage of Joe Rogan trashing Mencia and Louis C.K. versus Dane Cook. I said almost fucking nothing. And there was a whole thing with Tina Fey and what's the other chick? Amy Poehler. They did some award show, and they did
the Golden Globes. They just
Bill
did
Cosby rape joke.
Yeah, I saw that, and that just seemed to me, without knowing anything about it, that just seemed, because I saw Tina Fey and Amy Poehler do their Cosby jokes. They just seemed like, well, those are probably all the jokes that anybody who was writing Bill Cosby jokes would have thought of. You didn't have to steal those. We all thought of
So
Cookie-cutter
Barry
jokes.
Sobel,
Yeah.
Barry Sobel, who has been a guest on this podcast and probably one of the most complained about guests on this podcast. He evidently was doing a similar joke, and it actually made it to Huffington Post and a few other outlets that, oh, they stole this joke. The Cosby joke that made such a clamor at the award show was stolen from according to his Wikipedia site, a long-term national headliner. And even Barry Sobel said in the interview, hey, I'm sure they didn't know that it's my joke, but it is my joke. It's a fucking pudding pop.
Yeah.
If you were
Yeah.
teaching a class in comedy, God forbid, Kyle Cease, and you go, okay, I'm going to train retards how to do comedy. You'd go, okay, Bill Cosby's in the news for rape. So let's go see how rape can fit into something else. What else has Bill Cosby done? And I haven't done this, but if you Google search Bill Cosby impressions, every fucking one of them in the top 90 out of the top 100 would have
Pudding
pops as the first
Right.
one.
Yeah.
So that's what
Well,
they did.
and here's-
That's what Barry Sobel did.
And here's the thing, too, then, not knowing Barry Sobel's joke, they actually, the way they did it, they were kind of using the fact that doing a Cosby impression is hacky as the premise for their actual joke, because Tina Fey does we're the thing when the pudding pop, pop, and then Amy Poehler says, Tina, no, that is wrong. You shouldn't say that. It's more like he put the pudding in. So then she, she made it
see,
I didn't
sound
think about
like
it that way.
she
That's
was
good.
complaining
I
that
never watched
that
it.
she even did the joke.
Yeah.
But what she was really complaining about was she did the impression wrong, and then she did a hacky
It's hacky.
Cosby impression, and then Tina Fey did another one back to so that even makes it better. They were using the fact that it's a hacky Cosby impression as the premise for the actual joke.
Yeah,
the
I
way they
haven't
told
dealt
it.
with that shit since open mic days, but that's where they're the most aggressive about, well, someone else does that. And now we have the civilian comedy police that go, hey, so-and-so stole
Twitter.
your joke. I
Yeah.
get the one I get all the time is calling a midget is like calling a black guy a nigger. I did that bit a long time ago on a CD, and a lot of other people have done it. It's a fucking easy premise, and I'm sorry that I did it, but yeah, Artie Lang is not ripping me off. So and so, every now and then someone does that premise. I'm sure they did it before me, but that's before CDs were easy to make.
Yeah,
but
you had to
now
get a record deal.
No, I don't know that much about, but a premise is something that's pretty fucking generally available, and then it's your take on the premise. I don't.
In my many notes of the things I wanted to chat with John Stossel at length about, that's one that if you could have copyright like you do with songs, do Vanilla Ice.
Right.
Yeah,
Or-
Yeah,
they
he added
sue
the
over-
one extra note at the end, and that's why it wasn't the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Point being,
Under
if
pressure. No, sorry.
Yeah.
if comics did have that, I made the analogy. If you did Carlin's 7 dirty words you can't say on television verbatim, well, yeah, that should be copywritten on.
Right.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Right.
But if at the same time, all of a sudden you couldn't wear a fake arrow through your head because Steve Martin
Already
that,
did it.
then that would be wicked silly.
Right.
So, yeah, at what point? I could argue both sides of this if I had more than fucking 3 sentences with John Stossel.
It's probably best self-policed then, maybe, because comics who are doing it all the time do really rightfully know when something is stolen and when something is parallel thought. That's why Mencia was in fucking trouble for stealing Ari Shaffir's joke, because the way he worded it and the words he chose were in the exact place that it's just too much of a coincidence. And maybe you couldn't.
I
you don't
disagree. South Park did the whole. It's a fucking easy. There was so many other comics that after that whole scandal, like, oh well, this guy was doing a joke just like that, and it was an easy joke. But Carlos Mencia had such a fucking scarlet letter for years of that guy's a joke thief that was just the
he's like
breaking point.
He's like the Dennis Rodman who gets the fucking technical because he's Dennis Rodman and he's always fucking with guys. And even if he only kind of elbowed that guy that time a little bit,
that was one
you're
time
still
too
getting
many.
teed up, motherfucker, because you're Dennis Rodman.
Yes, exactly.
Didn't somebody write an article about this? Like Patton Oswalt, I think it was a couple of years ago, had an article. I don't remember any details because I just blanked out. So sorry, I should have said shut up. I'm drunk.
Hey, get some weed back into Bisbee.
Hey,
evidently a local dealer got shut down. It's hurting sales around the house.
don't make me pay you a visit.
That's probably the last thing you should say into a microphone on a podcast, only because now everybody with a little bit of weed is going to be moving to Bisbee.
Don't come to me. I don't smoke that shit.
That's what I mean.
But my friends smoke it. And fucking, yeah. I see a lot of long faces over the last few weeks.
I smoke it as medicine, so look at it this way. It might save your life.
I guess we could go on about joke thievery forever.
That should be a whole podcast.
Well,
Why can't
it probably has been. I don't remember what I did on other podcasts.
I don't listen to a whole bunch of different podcasts, but I wonder there's sometimes I listen to Bill Burr.
We listen to Bill Burr when we're on the road, and we haven't been on the road since October, like driving on the road.
But I do wonder if any other podcast has the phrase, I hope I didn't talk about this on the podcast before, other than this podcast. That has to be the
that's Bill Burr.
Most quoted phrase is this one.
No, I was just wondering if you knew why you can't copyright a joke. Actually, if someone's actually tried and it's been litigated, or if
I looked it up before I did Stossel, and you can fight that someone stole your joke, but it would cost you so much, and there's no way you can really prove it. Just like the do. If he said at that place instead of in that place, well, it's different,
right?
So you can do Carlin's 7 dirty words. I've promised this forever, and I'll never do it because I've been talking about this for 7 years now. That I always wanted to put out back when that was a big thing. I guess it was 2007. So yeah, about 7-8 years ago, that I just wanted to put out an album that was Doug Stanhope, That Nigger Is Crazy. Instead of That Nigger's Crazy.
Yeah.
It's That Nigger Is Crazy, where I have the arrow through my head in blackface, but women's blackface. Like Steve Martin and Richard Pryor, and then just do all blatantly stolen material from either people who are joke police, like do a fucking David Cross bit, fucking word for word, like just all the like really uptight guys, to people that are known thieves, to my friend, to Andy Andrist, because I can do his fucking. It's another album I want to do is Doug Stanhope does the best of Andy Andrist, where I can do his bits correctly.
I was going to say the problem is they would know for sure you didn't actually steal it from Andy Andrist's show because he's never done it that way.
But over a course of a couple of weeks,
Yeah, you
he
pieced it
has
together.
that fucking bit tight. It's just not all in the same night.
You piece them all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
You
I was
forget this
in
tag.
a...
Yeah. You forget this tag, this tag, this tag, and this night you forget the setup,
Yeah.
the segue. You forget every part of it. Every night there's some part you fucked up so badly. It's a perfect bit.
I love Andy.
I know. I love him too. I've actually, when he was opening for me, I would go on stage a lot and just go, okay, this is what Andy was trying to say. And
Yeah.
I do my first 10 minutes of his material that he just did wrong. Right. You forget the part about my heart's thumping like a bunny in a fucking I do sauna a lot, and you forget that whole part. It's like the Big Lebowski. You forgot the fucking rug that brings the whole room together. All right, from the last podcast that I'm still going. I extended my vacation in the Dutch Antilles a couple days because I realized that's too much travel for too short a time.
Wait, you're going to the Dutch Antilles?
The Dutch Antilles, yes. Thank you. Rub it in their faces. It's my retirement money.
You have to explain what that means.
going
Most
out-
people, that's above even...
No, we already did
Oh,
on the
did
last
we?
pod. This is a callback from the last podcast
I
that you
wish
were
I
not
could-
available for.
I wish I could remember other podcasts.
But we did give you a shout out.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it hasn't
Hopefully
aired
it
yet.
wasn't about me singing Bare Naked Ladies like the last shout-out
No,
you gave
is
me when
it-
I wasn't there.
It was about you being not in a good mood.
Yeah, I wish I could have came for that podcast. I was in the middle of a dark place.
Yeah, we only take debit cards. Yes, by the time you hear this, I'll actually be in the Dutch Antilles. It's the fucking Caribbean. It's a cool beach I found on. It's a long story. So we extended that, and then we talked about doing trailer rehab. My initial idea was to sit in that fucking trailer on that slab over at the other place, that fucking 6x12 tuna can, and just spend 30 days in there to quit smoking. And I had a lot of ideas, but the more I think about it, I better be at the secret house up the fucking way. If I'm fucking this close to this house and I have to come here to take a shit and brush my teeth, it's not gonna. I should be over there. Get a fucking Bingo has a stupid treadmill over there. There's a fucking sauna. It makes sense. We thought it's funnier if we do it in the tuna can. So maybe I do 3 days in the tuna can for funny. But people aren't going to be around for the funny. Only you guys will be laughing. And I'll be able to hear it.
Well, maybe we could pull the tuna can over to the secret house.
No,
over there.
Are you? I have a series of pictures of the 2.5 hours it took them just to get that little trailer up on the slab because of all that the rock, yeah, it's not even gravel. It's like rock silt. It's a bunch of old men trying to push and conniver and. Yeah, so I don't
it's
know.
staying where it
Either
is.
way, I'm fucking quitting
The
smoking.
mobile home is not mobile.
No, it is not mobile. Yeah, I will be somewhere after I get back from the Dutch Antilles. I will be somewhere in a fucking self-imposed rehab to quit smoking and do a lot of things that are healthy. I did it last year. It was great.
I picture you going into one of those machines like you see on the cartoon where the guy gets into the machine and like it's like a machine. It's like a sauna, but it closes like up to your neck. Your your head sticks out, and then it's on for like 30 seconds, and then you open it up and you come out and you're all thin and cut and everything's badass.
It's like the stocks in old old New England, but you have a fucking sauna bag around your torso. All right, that's a podcast as far as I know. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Hey, buy some shit or just send money to Chaille. So there's a link on the website, or you can sit through this commercial. Hi, this is Doug Stanhope. Do you have mesothelioma?
Mesothelioma.
Consider yourself one of the lucky ones.
That's the podcast, and we're going to close weird, too, because my close personal friend who never calls anymore, fucking Marilyn Manson, made me sit and listen to his new album, and he knows I don't like music, and so I had to go to the producer's house. We were fucked out of our head, and listen in the studio. It's like a titty bar. You ever go to a titty bar where you go to a bad titty bar? This will be funny because we're going to go watch Ugly Girls, but you realize you're the only people in the place, so all the ugly girls are staring at you because you're the only people. Well, I don't really like music, but they're going to play the new album for me, and so they're all staring at me to see my reactions, and but this fucking song just kicked the shit out of me, and then we went back to his place and got way more fucked up, and I made him play it over and over again. So this song is from Marilyn Manson's new album, The Pale Emperor, and this is the song that I liked that kicked the shit out of me over and over again. Killing Strangers. Play Killing Strangers!
Doesn't need no opera here for the operation. We don't need bigger knife. Cause we got guns, we got guns, we got guns, we got guns. You better run. Killing strangers, we're killing strangers, we're killing strangers so we don't kill the ones that we love. We're killing strangers, we're killing strangers, we're killing strangers so we don't kill the ones that we can't pack emotion. Dynamite, we just might. So blow us a kiss, blow us a kiss, blow us a kiss, we'll blow you to pieces. We're killing strangers, we're killing strangers, we're killing strangers so we don't kill the ones that we love. Love, love. got guns, we got guns, motherfuckers, that'll run. We got guns, motherfuckers, better, that'll run. We got guns, motherfuckers, we're killing strangers, we're killing strangers, we're killing strangers so we don't kill the ones who better off. We're killing strangers, we got guns, we're killing strangers, we got guns, we're killing strangers so we don't kill the ones who we love. You better run, 'cause we got guns, 'cause we got guns, we got guns.
You're listening to the Doug Stanhope podcast, now on Grindr.
Sex! Ah! Rulers of the underpants universe! Sex! Ah! Keep your balls off your legs and such.
Saxx Underwear. Don't have sweaty balls.
Was that good? I don't know.
Hey, this is Chad Shank. I'm the only guest on the Doug Stanhope podcast who doesn't own a pair of Saxx Underwear. Do you have any large?
Or XL.
Fuck you. My gut is fat, but my waist is small.
All right.
I wear large, bitch. I'll pull down my pants if you don't believe me. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life. Hey, after
you take the good, you take the bad, you take them all, and there you have the facts of life.
I did, after listening
Facts
to
of
the
life.
New Year's Eve podcast, I did tell myself, Chad, do
When
not
the
fucking keep breaking
world
out
gets
into
you
fucking
down.
song when you're drunk on the podcast, because I do that a lot, man.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
As long as
That's
it's
the
entertaining,
life
I'm
for
all
all
right with it, but it
about
makes me feel like a fucking
you.
idiot.
Grab your
So,
microphone.
yeah.
If we're just gonna sit here and talk shit, he's recording anyway. This all get thrown out.
All right. If not,
In case it gets great. On that off chance. Now I get the lyrics. There's a
When the world gets you down, you have
Facts
to
of life
live
in.
in the sun and in time.
no, you're
Facts
wrong.
about
You're
it,
wrong. You're
da-da-da.
wrong.
The facts
To
of
be
life are
living
all
up to
about
your
you.
dreams. Suddenly you're finding out the facts of life are all about you. You. Cut that out. Don't fucking play that.
Let's do it Marilyn Manson style. The facts of life are all about you.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life. That was typo negative.
All right, ladies, your turn.
I'm eating peanuts. Pistachios.
And breaking out whippets.
No, I'm just checking them.
Yep.
The whippet situation gets dire around here. It's the ladies. The ladies have a whippet addiction. And, yeah, that hobby's going to go. Or just like that other thing we were talking about, I'm going to have to unretire just to pay for the whippet addiction. I got my credit card bills.
Either that or
For
you
a
got to
month
start.
it didn't work. That's where it gets scary. You go, oh, wow, this credit card bill is like I've been working, but I haven't been. And there's a lot of dumb shit on there, like whippets.
You either got to come out of retirement or start a catering business. At this point, it might be cheaper to start a catering business.
I'm not against it.
Or just get the people who are addicted to whippets addicted to cocaine, which would probably be a lot cheaper in this
That
area.
didn't work.
Tried it.
Tried.
Whippets here are
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
yes, the whippets here are pure. High grade whippets.
I've had weed that's been stepped on in this area. That's a fuck. Still awake at 1 a.m. going, who stepped on this weed?
But it has a fantastic basil garlic kind of basil garlic. Did I
Basil
say
garlic. I think he's a comic
Basil-
from South
yeah.
Carolina, isn't he? Yeah. Basil.
Wait, basil is an actual.
I know. That's funny.
Me and Becker worked with Basil, and Becker kept calling him Basil Top. He's a Greek. He's a fat Greek. If he had
Yeah.
a Wikipedia page, he'd probably be good death pool material. Hey, by the way, faggots! #1 in the death pool. That's right. 3 days into our death pool kickoff, I got Brian Hennigan hot tip. Brian Hennigan. Did I already talk about this? Brian Hennigan will not play, but he'll give me hot tips.
Wait, you didn't talk about this on the Death Pool podcast?
No, it was right
oh,
before
it
we
was
started.
Before this.
Yeah, just before we started. Yep.
That's it.
And Junior Stopka right on my heels with the King of Saudi Arabia. Saudi.
I'm going to use the fucking trade rounds like a bastard this year to catch you guys. Fuck you.
Yeah, well, I'm off work at least till, I don't know. I already started to panic going,
You're going to the
once
UK.
I fucking paid my credit card bills, yeah, I'll be going to the UK and Europe probably.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to enjoy being retired, and I'm not. I'm not enjoying it whatsoever. I just want to leave. I want to get on. I don't want to work. It's not like, oh, I need to do comedy. I never think that. I just have to leave. I have to get the fuck away.
You know, I have a better trailer than your shit trailer that you're going to use to view your smoking rehab parked in my yard. Come stay in my trailer, and then I'll out nothing you. I'll show you fucking how to do fucking yeah. You'll feel shamed and put in your place and fucking resume your fucking usual spot at the top after you fucking say I can't contend with that guy.
I really am. I'm like that in that when Bingo's around doing nothing, then I kind of get irritated because I pay for nothing.
Right.
I deserve to be doing nothing. How dare you? And then I get up and I start doing shit all bitter. I stomp my feet when I'm doing the dishes. You're doing nothing. But if all of a sudden I'm alone doing nothing, the fucking Chaille just stops in to say, hey, how you doing? Once in 24 hours. And I'm like, what? I'm watching a thing. Like he's been watching me on hidden camera the entire time I've been doing nothing. And now he's going to confront me.
See, you pay people to do your nothing for you. I paid $1,000 for a build-a-shed kit from fucking the hardware store, and it took me 2 years to put that motherfucker together.
That's how this place that we're sitting in the funhouse started. I told Shawnee, because we had to raise the old shed that was literally, when I moved in here, I bought this place. There was a shed out here with concrete cinder blocks that was falling that way towards Black Knob.
Yeah, off the
It was
hill.
held together with a cable with bolts on the outside
Bisbee
to stop
style.
it from collapsing. And I'm like, oh, this is not safe. We should get rid of this. And then I wanted to replace it with one of those Home Depot shed things. That's a cute. And I told Shawnee that when he was building the fence. And he goes, I could probably do that for the same amount of money. And then we drink as we planned it. And it became this fucking,
Monstrosity.
yeah, with a fucking deck on the top.
Yeah.
Freaking
It's pretty
TVs
cool, man.
everywhere. Yeah, yeah. It took like 7 fucking months. At the end, I'm like, just finish. I'll pay you more money to just
Stop.
be fucking done. I cannot come home and live with construction. Now I'm doing Bill Burr's podcast again with his construction all the time. God damn you,
Show
Bill Burr.
thief.
Yeah, it got to the point where Brendan Walsh was helping with the construction at the end. Right? That's the story I heard.
Oh yeah,
he
that's
was
right.
he was working on the deck
On his way
upstairs.
on his way to L.A. and trying to dodge collection agents. Yeah, that Brendan Walsh, he doesn't call anymore. Haven't seen him. I got to get... Brett Erickson is moving to L.A. sometime in February, and I might have to postpone my rehab to go out or just meet up with you in March after I'm done. Probably better.
I probably will have given up by March. If it doesn't happen right away.
Stanhope's coattails aren't
Yeah.
long enough to last
So
till
far,
March.
dude.
I have no coattails whatsoever. Yeah, you have some dumb ideas about LA, but we'll get into those. I mean, you're a fucking brilliant writer. Like, well, I could go out and I could get a job doing this like, no, you should go out and get a job as a writer right away. That's a shitty job, not fucking manual labor. Get a
Yeah,
shitty
but you can
job.
get a manual labor job, right? I mean,
You can get a fucking writing job.
yeah.
I'll go out and see if I have
Get a
any
manual
clout
labor job
left.
and then write about it.
Brendan Walsh has a shitty writing job right now.
Yeah, but he's been there for it took him a couple years to get that shitty writing job, didn't it?
Yeah, I want to go out and see if I have any clout left. Hey, fucking give my friend a shitty writing job, you fucking assholes. He's no Barry Sobel, but all right, none of this will air. I was hoping we could extend this into a fucking second podcast.
I don't think we made it.
Well, night's young. If we nailed every second of a fucking podcast, Chaille would still sit there, Inspector Gadget-like, trying to make it better and fix it. So,
Compress, tighten, compress.
I certainly appreciate
Mm-hmm.
boing! We don't listen to it. That'd be great if you went back and actually listen to your own podcast, and it's Chaille just putting all over.
it. I have no idea.
Commercial, Chaille saying. It's all.
It's an hour. You guys can't leave this out.
It's all been redacted.
If you got something funny to say, reach for a mic, you two. We're always recording.
We're just so drunk that we're still talking into the microphones.
Oh, yeah.
I never got back to the driver, which Brian Hennigan guilted me into getting a driver. Someone to drive all the way from Tucson, 2 hours to pick us up on this shoddy side road fucking bunker. And then we get into a fucking clamshell white? Is that the kind of a town car that's all? And he's chatty immediately. It's 10:45 is our pickup. He gets here at 10:20. Those 25 minutes are very important. So now we're rushing, and we get in the car. And I don't want to fucking drive her. It's embarrassing. Like, I was terrified it would be a limo, an actual limo, which, like, in Bisbee, you're like the biggest fucking douchebag in the world.
Rolling.
Just the fact that I have a town car. I'm hoping my neighbors aren't watching. And this guy is peppy. And he's just immediately, good people, and I like people, and I like to do. And where are you from? And I was like, no.
It's got the Bluetooth, too.
I brought an eye mask. I brought a book. I brought all this stuff for the 2-hour drive, and immediately Bingo is not my fucking co-pilot. Like, that's your job, Bingo. That's what you get for doing nothing, is you have to pick up the slack when I'm trying to focus on having some shit to say.
Run some cover.
Yeah, and she's immediately right in her fucking Twitter, Facebook, phone, gadget thing, tapping away, and I'm going, yeah, well, I think it's just desperate. And he has no satellite radio, so he has Bisbee radio, which is at best, and so when it would come in, he'd crank it up. When it would and it was just all shitty classic rock. At one point, when we finally hit the freeway, Poison, Every Rose Has a Thorn.
Yeah.
He goes, you don't mind if I crank this up a little bit? This is a 55-year-old guy. And I'm from New York, so I can say that. That was in the first 3 blocks leaving here. But I'm from New York. I can say that.
Uh-huh.
You know what that guy is going to be like for 2 hours because I'm from New York. So when he's cranking Every Rose Has Thorn, that was the breaking point where you go, all right, this is like Lois Bola cult. All right, it's funny eventually.
I don't think it's funny.
Then it was a 2-hour ride back. Then it wasn't funny. That's when I started drinking, and that's when Bingo curled up into her nest and went to sleep on the 2-hour. You fucking 4 hours.
This is when I need you, woman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she had to, hey, will you go to the corner store and see if they have Imodium AD? Because my diarrhea, she's had diarrhea, and I've heard it.
Before a 2-hour.
Yeah, so she gets Imodium AD to hopefully not have to pull over and retch her bowels. All right, we'll do shit stories on the next podcast. Chaille has some good shit vomit stories. We have to do a podcast of shit vomit stories. This whole beat is fucking negligible. So stop this. It's an addiction.
Fuck you.
It's man whippets. All right, that was some dumb shit. I guess now we have to play the Matt Toy because we already played the Marilyn Manson when this is supposed to be over. Good night, kids. The Matt Toy.
1, 2, 3, 7, yeah! Right on, baby. The priest is here, and the casket is ready. Body inside looks nice and steady. Let's play it for the man. For the last time, played for the man. Farewell, played for the man. For the last time, played for the man. Praise the Lord, and we got you gone with the funeral party. 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 Yeah! All right. Now the priest is talking, and the casket starts to move. Everybody's crying. We all got the groove. Let's play it for the man. For the last time, play it for the man. Farewell, play it for the man. For the last time, play it for the man. Praise the Lord.